This video is sponsored by Mark 7 Car Wash Equipment, providing clean, dry, shiny cars for over 50 years. Visit mark7.net for more information.
Hello and welcome to Unscripted, the video series that connects you with market leaders. Today on our Unscripted video, we welcome Larry McCarty, Vice President of Sales for Mark 7 Equipment, Inc. Hello, Larry, and thank you for joining us here today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Sure thing. So today's topic is discussing the key differences between friction car washing and touchless car washing. And I know, Larry, one of those key differentiators is in the chemistry and the chemical application. So to start off, can you tell us a little bit more about the primary and fundamental differences of chemical application and chemistry when operating a touchless versus a friction car wash? And then as a follow-up to that, is this chemistry safe for older cars as well as modern auto paint finishes that we see in the market today?
Sure. Well, I would say probably one of the primary differences between a touchless and a friction wash is the chemistry that's being used. Touchless washes rely very heavily on the chemistry to clean a vehicle. The pre-soaks that are used are chemically engineered, and they're designed to attack the dirt and the oils that are on the vehicle, what forms the road film on the vehicle. And so they're engineered just for that purpose, to cut away the road film. Friction washes will use more of a lubricant soap, and they rely on the brushes to scrub the car or to use the friction to clean the vehicle. In a touchless wash, there's really about 5 principles that have to be in place in order to ensure that the car is getting clean. And the first and probably most important is good quality chemicals. And then those have to be applied at the right temperature range. They need to sit on the vehicle for a while for dwell time. You need soft water. Calcium and magnesium in the water will aid in the cleaning. Having it removed aids in the cleaning process, but it also will make your detergent, the chemistry, much more active. And then the impingement, the way the water strikes the vehicle, is very important to blast away the dirt. So is it safe on cars? Yes. The clear coat finish that's on most cars today is a very tough layer. And if you're using professional soaps on them, they're designed to protect the finish of the vehicle, and so they'll do a good job cleaning. Now, the pre-soaks are a harsher product than what a lubricant soap would be for the friction wash. So it's good to use the professional quality soaps. A lot of do-it-yourselfers might just be using dish liquid out there if they're yard washers or something like that. And actually the dish liquid is designed, great job for cleaning dishes, but it will remove the wax finish from the vehicle much more quickly, and it can leave like a chalky residue on the car. So professional car washing is the way to go.
Agree, and yet another reason in a long list of reasons to get out of the driveway and into a professional car wash. So, Larry, you mentioned chemical temperature in your first response there. So, moving the attention to water here, what is the ideal water pressure and temperature of touchless equipment, and how does it differ from friction equipment?
In touchless equipment, the typical pressure is probably going to be somewhere between 1,000 to 1,200 PSI. And in a friction wash, that pressure can vary because you're relying more on the soap lubrication and the brushes, the friction to clean the vehicle. In touchless, again, I said the initial cleaning is done by the pre-soak, and the pre-soak works best when it's heated. And it should be heated somewhere between 100 degrees to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And the reason why it works better is just a chemical reaction. For every 10-degree increase in temperature of that pre-soak, the reaction rate doubles. So by heating that pre-soak, you can actually use less soap and get a better clean. And so that's the main principle. And then the second thing is, for a touchless wash, you need dwell time. The amount of time that product sits on the vehicle and helps cut through the road film before it's blasted off the car. And we had mentioned the PSI. On a touchless wash, it's 1,000 to 1,200, but that's the pump pressure. What really varies is the water striking the vehicle. And so it all depends on the type of nozzles that are being used. If you have a 0-degree nozzle, it will push 1,000 PSI, and the spray coverage is going to be approximately about 1 inch, about the size of a quarter. If you use V-jet nozzles or fan nozzles, you'll cover a bigger area, but you'll decrease the amount of pressure that's coming in contact with the vehicle. So some washes out there will have like a 15-degree V-jet. It'll cover 9 times more area than what a 0-degree nozzle will. A 25-degree V-jet covers approximately about 15 times more area than what a 0-degree nozzle. But the water impact decreases also. It drops by about 90% when one of those are used. So in addition to the chemical, which is very important, it's a type of nozzle that's going to help blast away the dirt on those cars.
Okay. Understood. And I know the performance of those nozzles and any equipment really is contingent on proper maintenance. So what are the maintenance differences, if any, that apply to the equipment of these two wash types?
Well, the wash bay environment is very harsh. So having a good regular equipment maintenance program is important and crucial to doing a good job. For touchless wash operators, keeping an eye on the chemicals that you're using, monitoring the water quality and the nozzles that are being used. Each one of these are going to affect your operating costs, but more importantly, they're going to affect the quality of wash that's being delivered, and it's going to affect the customer satisfaction and whether they come back to your wash. On a friction wash, along with a regular maintenance program, it would be good to inspect the brushes on a regular basis and to check the nozzles as well. Car washing, it's a multi-sensory experience. So probably one of the best things you can do is watch a wash. Is it delivering a visually pleasing experience? And just listen. Stand out there and listen for the water pressure. Does it sound strong? Or while the vehicle, if you've got a friction wash and while it's washing the car, are they smoothly washing the car versus slapping it? And then with the chemistry, what does the bay smell like? Make sure there's no stagnant water in the bay. And if you're using scented chemicals, make sure that you have a good scent in the bay. So make sure that not only the equipment is working fine, but also from a multi-sensory experience, you're delivering good quality to your customers.
Okay, understood. Now, one of the areas that we've seen improve or kind of evolve in these last few years in terms of enhancing performance to the inch cleaning and reducing water and chemical waste is sensor technology. So how has sensor technology advanced both of these wash types, and are there other notable innovations that you can mention, either available now or in the works, that will continue to advance each wash type?
But I did touch on the 0-degree turbo nozzles. They have 0-degree rotating nozzles. And these aren't new, but they will help clean a car better, and they are instrumental in using less water. In sensor technology, it's being used right now at a lot of different washes. And the sensor basically is measuring the vehicle when it comes into the bay, and once it stops and the soap goes on. What it's doing is measuring the vehicle, and a lot of the washes now will only allow water and soap to turn on when it's directly over the vehicle. So this is doing a great job at lowering operating costs. And so you've got a lot less water being used, you got a lot less soap being used, and it's being just focused directly on the vehicle. So that's one way sensor technology is doing it. Another is water recapture systems and the smart reclaim systems that are out there. And these are helping the environment, but they're also recycling the water to hold down costs. And so this is great for operators, especially if they've got in-bay automatics and self-serves or tunnel washes out there. Water recapture systems are a main thing to have, because you can reuse some of that water that would normally be flushed down the drain from your spot-free rinse systems, and it can be used elsewhere in other cleaning areas. And then probably one of the biggest sensor things that you see out there right now is probably remote monitoring systems for car washes. It's letting you know what's going on in the wash bay at any time. It lets you increase your uptime. You can diagnose the unit. You can troubleshoot the unit. And so those are some of the new things that are that you're seeing pop up on a lot of equipment right now, is the monitoring programs.
All right, sounds great. So Larry, just one last question for you here. For those operators who might be considering either a friction or touchless car wash now, are there certain market segments or regions that would benefit from having a touchless car wash as a competitive differentiator over a friction car wash?
Well, there's certain areas of the country that are still strongholds for touchless car washing. And the pendulum is kind of swinging back towards friction washing, but there's pockets in the country that are just strongholds for touchless. And I think this is due in part to good service providers that are out there. They've done a great job maintaining equipment for customers. Customers feel comfortable about it, and they have a strong presence. And then there's a lot of car wash operators out there who do prefer touchless washes as an alternative to friction washes and to express tunnels. They feel that that's a differentiator for them, that by offering a touchless wash option, it's something that they wouldn't get at another type of wash. But I think everybody has to face it. The industry is swinging back towards friction, even though there are those people that do prefer touchless. And some equipment manufacturers now are offering washes that do both, do a touch-free wash or a friction wash. And it even allows the customer to choose whether they want a touch-free or a friction or a combination of both. And what we're seeing is that customers are opting to go with that combination package that does both wash options, because there's definite benefits of friction and there's definite benefits of touchless. When you combine them together, you actually get twice the cleaning power. So that's what we've been noticing, a new trend in the industry out there.
All right, well, thank you for taking a few minutes here, Larry, to help us understand the benefits of each wash type. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.